Good afternoon. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and today it'll be Doctor Strange versus the Collector on Expert difficulty. It'll be Collector Scenario 1, Infiltrate the Museum. I've decided to table the campaign for now. I think that the campaign is poorly tuned difficulty-wise, as I discussed in my review video for this expansion. And therefore, we will tackle the scenarios on Expert. If that's not possible, we'll tackle them on Standard. If that's not possible, then we'll table the entire expansion for a later date when we've got an expanded card pool. I'm not really interested, generally speaking, in gimmicking wins or winning on luck. I'm interested in building decks that can defeat scenarios with a fairly high winning percentage, say 75% or more. And if that's not really possible, then I'm more than willing to table them until it is possible, because more powerful cards have become available. But we'll test it out. We'll try out Doctor Strange against Expert Collector. No campaign stuff involved. So let's get our decks shuffled up. The Invocation deck, Winds of Watoomb, is a great one to start with. So to start, we got to put the top card of each player's deck face up into the collection. And when revealed, the Collector forces us to take 3 damage or put a card in the collection. We'll take the 3. And what do we like here? We like Cloak. Master of the Mystic Arts with Winds of Watoomb is a great start. I think I'll just throw away Magic Blast. That's a very good start. So let's get started. When a card would be placed into discard pile from play, put it face up into the collection instead. That includes encounter cards, minions, attachments, side quests. It does not include events, player events. It does include allies, attachments, upgrades, etc. So let's get going here. We'll go ahead and throw away, I think, probably Nick Fury. Well, let's Spiritual Meditation first. Draw 2 and then discard 1. Discard Nick Fury, I guess. And then we'll use Protective Ward to play Master of the Mystic Arts. Pay the printed cost of the top card at 0. Then we resolve its ability, which is draw 3. We can use Strength to get out. Well, let's do all of our card draw stuff first. We can go Power of Leadership, Maria Hill, and draw a card. We can go Doctor Strange for Winds of Watoomb and draw 3. Next card is Images of Icon. I would love to get out Avengers Mansion if I can. We'll go definitely get out the Cloak of Levitation. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Avengers Mansion and draw a card. And then 1, 2 for Ironheart and draw a card. We'll ready Doctor Strange with the Cloak and then use him to play Images of Icon for 4 threat reduction and a Confuse. It's about as strong a start as you can get. Then we'll just go ahead and deal 1 damage to the Collector. And we'll save Maria Hill for thwarting, I think, and then we'll draw 5. So 1 threat, and then the Collector's going to attack. Now, we don't want him killing our allies because they will go to the collection. So we'll have Doctor Strange tank. Deal 1 damage to each character you control. But otherwise the attack does no damage, and then we got 1 encounter card. Which is choose 1, put the highest cost card from your hand face up into the collection. Or discard the highest cost card from your hand and place threat. Well, the highest I have is a 1. So we'll just discard magical enhancements, place 1 threat. Off to a great start in this one. For the hero turn, we'll go ahead and Avengers Mansion. Now we don't have a good card on top of the deck at the moment. And in order to move things along, I may actually Vapors the Confused into a Tough. Or I could flip over to Alter Ego here. Take advantage of his being confused. I think I'll probably do that. So we'll power on all of us for Sorcerer Supreme. Magical enhancements for Inner Sanctum. We'll flip over to Alter Ego. Go ahead and discard Vapors. And we'll use Sanctum Sanctorum. Shuffle a spell card. Probably Master the Mystic Arts. Except that's not labeled as a spell card. Maybe a Spiritual Meditation then. Can go back in the deck and draw a card. Make the call. Do I have any 2-cost allies in there? 2-cost leadership allies? No, but I could go ahead and use Maria Hill to thwart for 2, which retires her, and then I can make the call with the power of leadership to bring her back and draw a card. And I'll go ahead and do I want to keep that? I guess. We'll draw 5 since I am in Alter Ego form already and I could use it. I should have used Cloak of Levitation for 1 damage before I flipped. Don't think there's any reason why I can't retcon that. The Cloak of Levitation, when I was flipped, if I rewound everything, so there weren't any RNG elements revealed that would affect that, and then I could just leave him ready and heal. So that makes use of all of my cards. I'm going to leave Maria Hill's action unused and draw 5. So we got 1 threat, we got Confused removed. Oh wait, Maria Hill, when she's discarded, would go to the collection. And then I would have to... So I don't think I'll be able to have her back on the table. Which means, what was the card I drew? Mystical Studies. So that doesn't actually affect anything card draw wise. But I don't get her back on the table. She's got to go to the collection. Anyway, 1 encounter card. Was there anything else that should have gone to the collection? She's the only ally that I've played, right? No, I played Ironheart. Ironheart should be in the collection as well. Yeah, that resolves everything. Okay, so 1 encounter card, which will be Servant Bot. Okay, so gonna spend 2 resources to get a card from the collection. Spiritual Meditation. We're going to... I think I'll discard 7 rings. So I want to get to Crimson Bands. We'll draw a card with Avengers Mansion. Use Sanctum to shuffle Spiritual Meditation in and draw a card. We'll flip. We'll use Genius and Mystical Studies to play Spider-Man. And we'll give him +2 attack, and we'll use him to take out the Servant Bot, which goes to the collection. We'll go Squirrel Girl plus Mockingbird and Magic Blast to play Master the Mystic Arts and deal 7 damage. And stun the boss. Then we'll just go Thwart for 1 and Attack for 1. Draw 6. Oh, 3 Spiritual Meditations? Okay. 1 threat, remove stun. And 1 encounter card, which is Psionic Ghost. You are confused. Alrighty. So I guess we start spiritually meditating. Discard, make the call, so it's gonna finish off the deck, bring 1 encounter card. We'll continue spiritual meditations. These are good cards. I have all good cards. I don't want to throw anything away. I guess Stinger. Spiritual meditation again. Okay. Draw a card with Avengers Mansion. Let's go Genius for Eye of Agamotto. Let's go Power in All of Us and Eye for Mockingbird and get a stun on the boss. This is not very efficient. Let's not get a stun on the boss. Let's get a stun on the Psionic Ghost. Let's use Squirrel Girl and Quinn Carrier for Crimson Bands and get the boss into phase 3 and stun him. And when revealed, put the top card of the deck into the collection and 1 threat on the scheme for each card in the collection. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can't have 1 more card go into the collection. We're going to exhaust Doctor Strange to remove 1 of these cards from the collection. That will be Master the Mystic Arts. We'll go 1, 2, 3 for damage. And we'll draw 4. So 1 threat, remove the stuns. And then we got encounter cards coming. Inconspicuous Box, the lowest cost card you control face up into the collection. I don't think I will do that. I think I will Protective Ward that and cancel it. And then Caught Off Guard, discard an upgrade or support you control. Sanctum Sanctorum to the collection. And then it's on to the player turn. Invocation deck, 7 rings. Okay, well let's use Avengers Mansion and draw a card. Can I do 15 damage here? I can do 5. Then I have 1, 2, 3. I'm short of being able to play Nick Fury and Magic Blast by quite a bit. So what do I want to do? I'll exhaust Doctor Strange to clear space in the collection. Don't really want to play Nick Fury until the end because he's going to go to the collection. Let's use Doctor Strange with 7 rings, or would I rather just play Magic Blast? I think I'd rather just Magic Blast. We'll go Magic Blast for 5. Discard a card. It's a science resource that's going to be a confuse the enemy. Let's go ahead and deal damage for 1. Deal damage for 2. Now, we don't need to do that now. We'll leave Spider-Man as he is, and then we'll draw 5. We can use Doctor Strange to deal a damage as well. So we got an eye on ending the game next turn. So 1 threat, and then 1 attack from the collector. Do we risk? Do we risk adding a card to the collection right now? I think not. Let's have Doctor Strange defend it. So the attack is for 4, so he takes 2. And the Psionic Ghost attacks for 2. And we got 1 encounter card, which is Magical Teapot. Okay, so can we just end it right now? Avengers Mansion to draw a card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Play Nick Fury. Deal 4 damage. Well, I have to be careful because these cards that are retired are going to go into the collection. So 4 damage, Nick Fury for 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to play Goliath. And we'll trigger his plus 4 attack. Finish off the collector. Okay, well that one's not too bad on expert difficulty without any of the campaign stuff going on. In the campaign version, we have to add Gallery of Splendor. And Gallery of Splendor is not too bad when it's on standard difficulty. It's 6 threat. And you have to place an additional card into the collection. But on expert difficulty, it's 8 threat, and it adds an additional encounter card. So you're basically starting out on Heroic 1 mode until you can clear this 8 threat side scheme. And in addition, you start with 1 additional card from your hand in the collection. So you're starting with 2 cards in the collection plus 3 damage off of your hero. And that is formidable. So I'll say it again, I think the campaign is an unplayable mess. Even on standard difficulty, and should be considered end game content, like the last expansion you buy, and only when your card pool is so advanced that you're crushing other quests on Heroic 1 or Heroic 2 difficulty. I would say that even if you have a deck capable of beating like Ultron and Claw on Heroic 2, you will still find Galaxy's Most Wanted a challenge if you play it on expert campaign mode. That's how high the difficulty is. But on regular expert, without the campaign stuff, at least the first 2 bosses are very playable. Nothing wrong at all with them, in my opinion. Now later on, they may, even on regular or even with no campaign cards, Nebula and Ronan are probably still overtuned, but we'll at least test them out, and at least with Doctor Strange, the collector on expert with no campaign cards, very reasonable, and a scenario that I enjoy with those caveats. So, thank you for watching.